Phase out the system. Empower yourself. Grow food at home.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Grow Food at Home podcast, episode 5. I'm your host, Jack Sandquist, and today we are going to be discussing the state of the world today. And I have kind of been pretty quiet on social media and just kind of not really going there because of this whole coronavirus thing. I don't even know what's going on. No one really knows what's going on. And I've just been truly trying to get just prepared on the home front, like a lot of us. And with my business, trying to, people are really trying to grow food for real right now. And I got to fill orders and whatnot. And so, but I kind of was inspired today to do this because this morning, it's a Sunday, I usually at the farmer's market, but they shut it down. Just a lot of big, events with a lot of people. They're shutting them all down, canceling everything. So I'm not at the farmer's market today. And I was making some moringa that I harvested. I dehydrated it last night. I was making some moringa powder. And I'm going to have I'm going to have nutrients for the next 3 months in a little mason jar. It's this tree. If you're not familiar with moringa, it's this tree that grows like a weed down here. I have 10 at the farm, and it's one of the most nutritious plants on earth. It's got tons of protein, tons of minerals, crazy good for you. And I grow it and I process it and I use it. Smoothies and oats and whatever I put it in. And I'm thinking how freaking blessed I am. I could just harvest this and stock up, get in prepper mode with the plants I have, in the ground that I planted, So, I'm super lucky in that regard. And obviously I'm not immune from anything. If this really, gets crazy, which I'm hoping it doesn't, the economic impacts and whatever else could happen of it. I'm not chilling by any means. I'm not panicking, but I'm saying with civil unrest and with the state of the world, it can affect my whole world, so just like all of us. So what I'm trying to say is I've been talking about this for years now. Growing food at home is where it's at. And if you're not doing it, I would really it's hitting me people got to get on it because all of us depend on the grocery stores, including me. And I'm a freaking subsistence farmer, and I still buy stuff from the store. So imagine what other people, how badly they need the grocery store. So I highly, highly recommend getting into it, and even start today, man. Because people are hitting me up like crazy. They're like, I need more garden beds. I need you to plant for me. I need you to get me set up. People are freaking out. And I understand the concern. Obviously, I'm into, action without panic. My boy and I were talking about it yesterday, and it's wild, man. People are just it's funny. People don't change until they're directly affected, right? So you could tell someone all day long, well, the world is just flowing and no one's we have everything we need. We're all taken care of. There's no pressing issue on our doorstep. And you tell someone, hey, we're super dependent on grocery stores. This is unsustainable. We really, we're disconnected from nature. And they'll be like, oh, dude, leave me alone. I don't know what you're talking about. Because it doesn't directly affect them. But when coronavirus is a pandemic and it's all over every TV screen and they can't go to work, it's oh, okay, maybe I should grow food. It's at that point, it's too late to get into the game because it takes years to dial it in. You know what I mean? It's never too late. I don't want to say that, but in my experience, it really takes years in totally understanding the growing game. For real. You got to see the whole process from seed to harvest and then do it again and then do it better and then understand it better with every plant. So repetition is the mother of all mastery. So get it going, man. And it's just interesting, man. People are funny, man. They think it's going to be, they think things are always going to be the way they are, but it's just not the case, right? Like we've heard a million times, the only constant is change. It's always changing. And, and like if it's good, people think it's going to be good forever. Like it's been for a long time. Like we've had everything we've needed. No major world wars. No, like humans have had an insane history, dude. If you look at it, like freaking bonkers, dude. Like every person before us 100 years ago and before us probably had PTSD, all of them, dude, because life was crazy. And we've had it freaking good for a long time. Chilling, watching our Netflix or our Blockbuster videos for many years now. And they think it's going to be good forever, but that's just not the case. You know, just like the markets, life is cyclical. It goes up and down. So I'm not trying to freak anyone out or anything, but I'm just trying to make the point, I guess, like, because I have tons of hope for humanity. I posted right when this thing kind of happened, and I kind of went ghost on social media just for a few days to meditate on this whole deal, and and whatever. I said that humans have solved problems for forever. That's how we've gotten to the place we've gotten to. We're great at solving problems. Like I really believe we could solve this problem, and get to the other side of this and be better than ever. So I have hope. And we need to take, so like I'm optimistic. You gotta be like, but I will say like people these days, we're so disconnected from nature. Like we don't understand we're a part of it. Like we are subject to the natural world, just like every other animal out there. Like, we've set up this like world with like rooms and our just lifestyle. It seems like we're not a part of it with our landscaping and our manicured, cities. We're all on the earth just like anyone else. So, and hurricanes remind us of that. Tornadoes remind us of that. Tidal waves, whatever. All these, and I think this coronavirus is kind of waking people up to that and saying, oh, like, they're reevaluating, I guess I should say. So I was gonna kind of not go to this whole coronavirus thing and not talk about it and put out one of these other, podcast ideas I have, and I have a lot of them. I'm gonna start ripping them and putting them out. Like some cool ones, like is veganism the end all be all? That one's gonna be a hot topic. Is money good or bad? That one's pretty cool. That one's going to be good. I have, what are my top 5 annuals to grow in summertime? Some really cool ones. So, I've got content to put out, but I realized I need to touch on this whole coronavirus thing and the state of the world. And because we got so many freaking characters on TV who are just freaking people out. And I think we need leadership. And now more than ever, and I know I'm just like, I'm like everyone else. We're all in the same boat, but I feel like a lot of people look up to me in my communities. So I feel like it's important to do the podcast on this today. So I'm super grateful in this very moment that it hasn't directly affected my life or any of the people who are in my circles, really. Like, I have a buddy who was around someone who had it, and I'm thinking about him a lot and in touch with him. And, but, my close relatives, no one has it. Like, we're in good health. Super grateful, man. Super grateful. If you're tripping about what's going to happen and what the future holds, and you're living in the future and living in fear, like, take a step back and think about how rich our life is in this moment. And that's been helping me out. yeah, if anyone wants to get into growing food, please reach out. I wanna help make it happen. Just whatever level I can. This masterclass is gonna be, it's crazy timely, right? Like the coronavirus epidemic comes out, and then I have the first ever grow food at home masterclass, and rolling out my curriculum to get people who have no idea what they're doing in the garden to being super certain and be empowered out there to grow their own food. So it's exciting. I don't know if I have much more to say on that. I'm making moringa powder. I'm planting. I'm doing what I always do, but it's just a little bit more sustainable of a lifestyle than your average Joe, right? So my boy Pete on the other coast is hitting me up. He's like, dude, I need elderberries. Because people, he's like, if they're fruiting by you, because elderberries like crazy good for the immune system. People are craving solutions right now, man. And I believe I have one of many, there's so many solutions. But one of them is grow your own food, and therefore grow your own medicine. So, let food be thy medicine. Like, I got pounds of turmeric in the ground, man. I've got a dozen different medicinal plants, that are growing in. I'm super blessed, in that regard. So I want to share with all of you guys, because I didn't know what I was doing at one point. 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago now, I stepped onto my first farm in Sweden, and I didn't know the first thing about anything. I was probably asking the dumbest questions on earth. So we all start from zero, right? In everything. So get out there and make it happen. I'm praying this coronavirus doesn't affect the economy, and cause, really, really devastating problems for people and their households. I like prosperity, and so yeah, I'm just trying to inspire you guys to do more action without panic, and yeah, man. So I'm gonna close with that, and please, let's create abundance together. Love you guys.